Hello, sweet baby angels and pumpkin heads. Listen, it is your girl, Miss Touch Your Resin Stone. In today's video, you guys, we're gonna do a video talking about cosmetic surgery, specifically my breast augmentation. Now, I was on a Good Judy's live stream and we were talking about some of the things that I had done, and their viewers were like, girl, listen, we want to hear about those boobs. So we're going to go ahead and get into that. One of the questions I got asked was why? Why did you want to get your boobs done? I decided to do it because, I felt really insecure and really self-conscious, specifically around the summer months. I really wanted to feel more confident in certain attire. And that was something that I just could not get to. I really wanted just larger boobs, No one ever told me or made fun of me for having small boobs. Not that I remember. I don't ever remember a guy telling me that my boobs were too small. I never had any really negative experience. It was just something for me personally that I wanted to change, that I wanted to enhance. I think the best tip I can give somebody is if you're planning on having any kind of procedure, it's done for you and not for anybody else. They asked how I chose my surgeon, and this one is a little interesting. I didn't specifically seek out the surgeon for breast augmentation. I sought him out for a rhinoplasty, which was the first procedure that I had, and I had it with him. And after having an amazing experience with him, I was a no-brainer that I wanted to do any and all future work with him. So why did I choose him to begin with at all? Well, one thing came down to experience. I definitely wanted to make sure that I picked a person who had the skills, the knowledge, the history, all of the, education, all of that goes with being a, master in the field. And he was that. He was, at the time, a chief plastic surgeon. He was like the head of their plastic surgery board for a college in Texas. And that was important to me, having a wonderful track record. He definitely proved himself through his career to be a master in the field of plastic surgery. And so I felt confident with that. That wasn't the only reason why, although yes, it's important that they have all their certifications and they have all of their, they have the experience that you would want. Something else that really stood out for me was the ability to have a payment plan. At the time, I paid for my rhinoplasty on a payment plan. And, that was something that I think was attractive. So financial reasons, that may be a reason why a person may choose a particular surgeon. With this particular surgeon, he had multiple options on how you can make payment. And that was also nice because it was something that not only could I get the best, but I could get the best that met my budget, that met my, payment plan at the time. So that was another reason why I chose him. And then the last reason I'd say, besides experience, besides the ease of payment, besides all of that, was the overall bedside manner and the friendly staff. It was very clear that my particular surgeon makes his patients feel like they are the only patients in the world. I had his personal phone number the day of surgery. If I had any questions, I could always reach out to him. I did have questions. I did reach out and he did get back to me. I think it's incredibly important that you have an open line of communication with either your surgeon or your surgeon's nurse or the office itself. If it is difficult to book a consultation, or if it is difficult to make a payment, or if it's difficult to work with them before the surgery happens, chances are it's going to be very difficult if you have any post-operative questions. And in fact, I found that you will have more communication with the staff and with your surgeon after the surgery's already been done. So really clear communication and effective communication is 100%, I think, probably one of the most important things aside from the skill level of the surgeon. You want to be able to ask your surgeon any question that you could possibly have. And you want to be able to have the peace of mind knowing that if anything goes wrong in the middle of the night, you can pick up the phone and they will be there for you. And I had that with my surgeon. So all of that experience from the first time really kind of helped cement me doing any other procedure with him. And that's kind of how I ended up choosing him for my breast augmentation. Now, some of the weird things that happened, one of the questions I got was their problems. There wasn't really problems as far as medical problems where it was like a danger to me, but there was definitely an aesthetic problem that really, really pissed me off and that really, really scared me. I went from an A cup to a triple D, and going from that big of an extreme in such a short period of time, you're going to have stretching, right? And so sometimes stretching could cause stretch marks. And I was not prepared, or really, I never even thought about the possibility of having stretch marks on my chest. And I actually received several deep red stretch marks. My chest was like all of this, like I don't even have my cleavage out today, but all of the top was red. Like my entire chest from the middle of my sternum all the way up was just these huge red stretch marks. And that happened about the second week after post-op. I was furious. I was so pissed because I was like, I got these done so I could show off my cleavage in a bikini. Now I never want to show anyone anything. I was really heartbroken. I was really freaked out. Once again, I was able to text my surgeon and show him pictures. And I was like, listen, this needs to go. What the hell is going on with this? And he assured me that as long as I use the lotions and potions and all of that good stuff that they gave me for my incision site on the actual redness, that it should go away. And it did. I don't have any stretch marks anymore. And any of the stretch marks that I do have, it perfectly matches my skin tone. So you can't see anything unless I told you. There's a girlfriend out there who doesn't watch my channel, but she would know 100%. She was like, you need to sue him. Like she thought I was botched the house. It looked bad. It looked really, really bad. So that was probably the only problem that I would say that I had as an aesthetic or a cosmetic problem. But it did work itself out in about 8 months. So it took a long time. And that's the thing. This is a very long procedure to heal from. It takes several months for your breast to even drop, and it takes about a year for you to see your final result. I had healing issues, I think, up until a year and a half after post-op because I think I went so big. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. I'm not that big in the grand scheme of things, but I think going from such a small size to the big size really moved a lot of things around inside, if you will. So one thing specifically was I would have phantom pains. I would feel like a knife was stabbing from inside my breast through my nipple, and it was like nerves firing off. And apparently this is normal. This is a possibility that this can happen. And I would have my nerves coming on and coming offline as they were trying to grow and regrow back around this now larger, the implant. And so that was very uncomfortable. And that lasted from 3 weeks to 8 months. It was very consistent. And then phantoms like randomly here and there, like randomly until about a year and a half out from the surgery. So that was a really, really frustrating thing. It was very annoying, but it is very uncomfortable, very, very uncomfortable. And it lasts for a few minutes. There's nothing you can do about it except massage your breast and try to get that nerve moved or unpinched, if you will. As the pockets were growing or getting stretched out rather, that was very uncomfortable. There was a lot of dull pains, like in where my implants were sitting, like in my muscle, you could feel that. Creating that new pocket was very uncomfortable. And it was very tight. So your chest is very, very tight all the time at the beginning. That was not fun at all. All in all, it is a very uncomfortable procedure. I would say it's more uncomfortable if you have never had a child and you have really, really small boobs and you want to go very large. It'll be very uncomfortable for you. I think if you've had a baby, which I have a girlfriend who we're the same size now. She was an A cup. She got pregnant, had a baby, and she ended up at I would say a deflated C cup. So a full B, but it was like mommy boobs, breastfeeding and all that. So kind of like a deflated C cup. And she went to double D, and she didn't have any of that. She had none of these pains that I'm talking about. She had none of these dull aches. So everybody is different, but I will say if you've had kids, it's probably gonna be an easier recovery than if you haven't had kids. It's gonna be you're loosening up that part of your body that's not been loosed. So keep that in mind. All in all though, I think I would definitely do it again. I don't regret my procedure. I don't regret having my breast done. I don't regret the aesthetic. It was a long road, there was potholes along the way, but that's life. And it's definitely something that I don't regret. It's something that I'm really happy with. Everyone that's seen my breast, from past romantic partners to girlfriends, they say they look perfect. I can't disagree. I definitely think they look amazing. I'm very, very, and this is not like a little flex or anything. I picked an amazing surgeon, and he really performed and delivered what I was expecting. And so he definitely blew my expectations. I was really, really excited to see as they heal, because at certain times, something that you may not know, they will drop at different stages. They will heal at different stages. So I had one breast at one time that was higher than the other. I had one nipple at one time that was twisted a little the other way. But once everything healed and settled down, Everything's settled into place. Everything's measurements are perfect. Everything is where they need to be. It's perky, it's great, it's wonderful. She looks great, she looks wonderful. So I'm really excited and happy about this. All in all, if you do get this procedure, make sure you trust the process, listen to your surgeon, do your exercises. You will have to do like stretches and exercises. They are so important, especially if you do silicone. You want to soften those implants to make sure they're nice and squishy and feel like natal breast. So it's very important that you listen to the surgeon's instructions when it comes to the massaging part of your breast and those exercises. And they're not that bad. They don't hurt or anything. It's just a matter of doing them. I would recommend doing them in the shower, whether you take morning showers or nighttime showers. Just get in a habit when you're soaping up your body, you soap and then you do your breast stuff while you have soap on your hands. And then that way you'll just get used to every time you're in the shower and you're washing your body with soap, you'll automatically start just doing your breast massages. My surgeon wants me to do them forever, so I will continue to do them, and they've continued to make sure that my breasts are nice and squishy and soft, and they are doing healthy and doing wonderful. Cost, I don't know if I talked about cost in this. If I did or didn't, the cost is going to be really dependent on your state and the surgeon's level of skill and expertise and reputation. I did go to a really reputable surgeon. I went to a surgeon in Dallas. So, you know I had girlfriends get their breasts done for $3,000 in Oklahoma City. I know some girls who've had their breasts done for $8,000 in San Diego. So it really depends. I personally spent $7,000. It was like $6,800 and some change. So about just over $6,800, just under $7,000. So about $7,000 on my breast augmentation. I did choose to do under the muscle, and I chose to do silicone cohesive gel. I think plastic surgery gets a bad rap because a lot of people look for plastic surgery to fix them emotionally. Never do plastic surgery if you have, severe body dysmorphia, in the sense that you will never be happy or that you won't be able to achieve a result. A lot of times we see people who want to look like a particular celebrity. There's something wrong with those people mentally, and I mean that with all respect. I never went into my plastic surgeon's office and said, I want Kylie Jenner's nose. I want Kris Jenner's lips. I didn't put a hosh-mosh of celebrities. I went in and said, I want to look like the best Tetra resin stone and take what I have. And that's what you really need to keep in mind. I really strongly urge anybody and everyone who ever decides or considering plastic surgery, don't look at it as you want to imitate somebody else's looks. Enhance what you already have. You still want to look like you, and that's really a great plastic surgeon is able to make your look so subtle and so effortless, because it's like you want to still look like you. That's how you have a good plastic surgeon. And listen, we're all different. If you want to look like Joan Rivers at 25, you can do that. But I personally wanted to look like Tetra resin stone, and I still do. I have subtle differences, and I'm very happy with all the results that I had. Yeah, my breasts are probably a bigger difference to my physique overall than my nose, but nonetheless, I'm very happy with the procedures that I've had. And I really encourage anybody, if you are considering to do that, to definitely do your research. And just remember that you will have probably more questions after the surgery. So you want to be able to have a conversation with these people. My overall experience was a great experience. I definitely think that it was, I got what I expected. It was painful at times, but it was great at times. And all in all, I think it is something that I'm glad I did. It was something that I've always wanted to do. And now I don't really feel self-conscious about my chest at all. And so that's kind of something that's really cool, that it's like I had an insecurity that I would, think about, and now I don't ever think about it. And so it is cool and it is great. And I think if you're strong and, mentally, you love yourself, you love who you are, but you just have that one thing that's always bugged you, there's nothing wrong with tweaking it. It's not like you're getting that plastic surgery to, fix the person. And you know what I mean? Like, there's ways that you can overdo particular plastic surgery, or there's ways that you can, I get it. You should be happy in love with who you are. Well, yeah, you can be happy in love with who you are, but still want to enhance the beauty of what you have. And I think that's kind of how I see the particular procedures that I've done, and any procedures for that matter. I think if you want to just tweak things here and there, but still keep the essence of who you are as far as the outer shell, then there's nothing wrong with that. That's just my opinion. Listen, we all have different thoughts and opinions.
Hello guys, it's editing Tetra resin stone. I forgot to say in this next clip how I picked and chose the size that I did.
Ultimately, I told my surgeon I want to go as big as possible without going too big where I look like a bimbo, and that was really important for me. And he basically sized me up all the way, and we brought down to the size that was the best for my body type. So we kind of did it backwards, but that's how I was able to achieve the look that I wanted. And in the end, I just put a lot of trust in my surgeon to give me the result that I was asking for based on kind of what I said. And I'm very happy. I definitely overall am happy with the entire process. Recovery is not terrible. It is a long recovery, but it is not something that you can't do. And if it's something that's important to you, you will make it through. I promise you this. And if you have any questions, again, guys, please reach out to me. My DMs are always open. Resinstone at twitter.com. And then I also have Tetra_Resinstone on Instagram. My DMs, like I said, are always open. Definitely come and chat here on the comment section as well, y'all. And I will see you in my next video. Until next time, bye-bye.